Stjernholm Reviews. Making hi-fi great again and saving the wildlife habitats of the world. Join our Patreon and take part while enjoying all our exclusive listening session, early releases, and much, much more. Stjernholm Reviews. Your sound, your music, your planet.
My name is Torbjørn Sigberg, aka The Wizard. I'm the founder of Sigberg Audio, and this is our new speaker. Most of the stuff is going on here, but this is actually the back of the speaker. This is the front. It's a three-way floor stander, 8-inch coaxial driver, and also 8-inch bass drivers in the back, essentially a subwoofer driver. It's an active speaker, 3-channel, 600 watts. So this is our first floor stander. We have 2 monitor systems from before. We wanted to sort of expand the audience to people who may not want a sub or do want a floor stander. It's portable speaker, full range, basically down to 20 Hz in room. Very pleasant, smooth, natural sound, even at realistic sound levels. Started out as sort of me wanting to create more of a rock and roll kind of speaker, because the 2 systems we have before are also used in studios. They're very sort of linear and well behaved. And I was thinking maybe I could sort of I don't have any hair anymore, but let my hair down a bit and let the speakers let the hair down a bit. It sounds strange, but I wanted to make a less precise speaker. But then my sort of own preferences are what it is, and I still want to do really high-end drivers and stuff like that. So I guess it ended up more well behaved than I thought it would do to begin with. But it's still a very pleasant and exciting sounding speaker. I'm a big fan of rock and metal, and it does that just perfectly. So it's actually a bit difficult to explain this speaker bit, and all our speakers are really good at all genres, right? But that's not a good selling point, because it's like, okay, you can do everything, and everyone says that, of course. But they have some characteristics, like a really great sound stage and really great at vocals. So like female singers, things like that. It's just awesome. But at the same time, it's great for metal and like Metallica and stuff like that. So that sounds like 2 very different ideas, and it should be maybe 2 different speakers that does that great. But somehow it works for both, and it's hard from a marketing perspective. Should you marketing for rock, or should you market it for someone listening to Leonard Cohen or something? We made a choice to actually focus a bit more on the rock and roll crowd, and that was sort of the thing with the speaker. We have it in a color we call Fade to Black as well, which is essentially black with black veneer on the sides, which sort of reminds a bit like on the large 90s towers you used to have and used to blast Guns N' Roses on.
What would the perfect customer be?
Tempting to say someone like me. You're past maybe the 40s, and you are sort of back in the game with the hi-fi. You had maybe a period with kids or a demanding job or something like that, but are getting a bit more time on your hands again. And maybe don't want to sort of buy 5,000 types of components and try 10 different speakers, but you actually just want a really great system that sounds really awesome, both on the new music that you discovered, but also on all the old favorites and guilty pleasures. If you have a lot of gear, that's great. Just throw out the amplifier, preamp, and a power amp. And if you don't, you can buy a streamer for $1,000 and you have an awesome system. And connectivity-wise, you have basically everything. You have RCA, you have balanced XLR, and you also have digital AES. And you also have both optical and coaxial digital inputs. So you can do a pure digital all the way to the speaker, or you can, if you have a traditional preamp with XLR, that's perfectly fine as well. There's a very high quality ADDA conversion here, so it's essentially transparent. So if you are sort of a traditional audiophile and you have like a tube preamp and some signature DAC with some nice coloring, something like that, you use the XLR inputs and you preserve all that sort of nice sound signature from your components, because that will be sort of transparently received by the speaker.
You see listening to a great sound system as a form of meditation, or?
Yeah, I guess it can be, and it's emotional for sure, Both with these guys and with the Mantas specifically, I think there was some point during the development where you sort of suddenly get a lump in your throat, right? Listening to your favorite tracks.
Yeah.
Then you know, okay, I'm onto something here. Yeah. That's what we all want to achieve, right? With our music.
It's one small step for man,